because we woke up to rather not worrying news from China, concerns about inflation, and this led the market to believe, led them to believe that there will be a interest rate hike on the weekend. This is probably the last one in China. And then there was also a report from Moody's about bank lending in China to local governments, which was a concern, and the chances of repayment, or the chances of bad debt there. So I think against that backdrop, we expected the market to close, to open lower, and yet throughout the day it actually gathered strength with industrials and financials leading. You'll see resources still closed off. I think on the news, foreign markets were down or overseas markets were down, yet a lot of strength in our industrial and financial markets.
We'll talk Metarex later on in the program when Peter Major joins us. He's from KD's Group 5 trading update for the year to June. Pretty dismal.
Not expected, not unexpected. And I think it's the warning we're giving to all those value traders who are trying to get in early and say, this is the time to buy. Probably, yes. Prices are going to stay at these levels, but there's still a lot of bad news that we have to write off. And as they said in their statement, they're writing off assets. Obviously, have to write down assets that they had on their books against a backdrop where they can't use them. So, it's just wait a bit before you have to rush into construction shares. Let's get all this bad news out the way, and you'll still find shares probably at the same price down the line.
Also, some update out from both the JSE as well as FirstRand, remembering that the results were leaked in March. Reuters managed to get their hands on them a couple of hours before, in fact a day before they were supposed to be released. Excruciating detail provided by FirstRand on SENS this morning. And
trying to protect themselves, I suppose.
And JSE saying, we're not going to do anything this time. You've explained it. You've explained it well. It's slightly different, I think, to how ABSA explained away their
I can't remember the ABSA one.
The Financial Mail ad.
Yeah, I remember that. But I mean, it's look, these things can be serious. I think in both instances, no one really was able to make money. I don't think there was much reaction. But there are times where information leaked like this can cause havoc, and it's always the person who sold the shares or wouldn't have bought them, whatever the situation is, that suffers.
Also out today, Goldfields second quarter guidance up 5% to 872,000 gold equivalent ounces.
That's odd, but gold shares are just not doing anything. It's really, really strange. No matter how well those companies are being managed now against a gold price which is pretty high, for some reason gold shares just cannot get momentum going, and I think platinum to a large extent as well. Both those sides, even today, those shares came back again, and yet both the gold and platinum prices up.
You're listening to the SAFM Market Update with MoneyWeb, brought to you by the Discovery Investment Integrator. After the break, we speak to Asha